Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss one more question related to BPSC mains, and the question is, what are the alternative finance options available to MSME? Highlight the role of FDI, that is foreign direct investment, in overall growth of MSME sector. So this issue was already covered in Yojana magazine, and this question is inspired from that only. So there are two major parts of question. First part is asking what are the alternative finance options available to MSME sector and what role FDI can play in overall growth of MSME sector. Now first thing first, let's make a broader framework for this question. So first part or part 1 must be introduction. Part 2, that is body, should have two components. First is alternate finance options. Alternative finance options, and second part is role of FDI into overall MSME growth. Role of FDI in overall MSME growth. And third part, that is going to be our conclusion. Okay, now coming back to first part, since the question is about MSME, so we need to discuss something related to MSME. Now in introduction, either you can write the definition of MSME, that as per MSME ministry, these are the broader guidelines for MSME. First introduction can be like this, or second introduction can be like this, that MSME sector contribute roughly 30% of our GDP, out of which 24% is from service based MSME and 6% is from manufacturing based MSME. Apart from that, MSME is second largest employer in our country and it contributes roughly 45% of our exports. So this part we have already covered in the question, which was related to significance of MSME. So based on that, we can write down the introduction. So there are two major introduction which you can write down. In first part, you can write down definition. And as per that definition, the classification of MSME is based on two criteria. First is investment. Second is turnover. So for micro, for small, and for medium. So a 15 CR, 50 CR, and 50 CR and 250 CR. So this is basic classification of MSME, that is based on investment and turnover. So if investment is less than 1 crore and turnover is less than 5 crore, that unit will be termed as micro. If investment is less than 10 crore and turnover is less than 50 crore, that unit will be termed as small. And similarly for medium, the criteria is 50 crore and 250 crore. So this is the latest definition as per MSME ministry. That can be one introduction. Another introduction can be like this one, that MSME contribute in GDP. MSME sector contribute in GDP and its contribution is roughly 30%, out of which 24% is from service based, and 6% is from manufacturing based. Similarly, you can write down it is second largest employer. So it provides employment to roughly 120 million people and it is second largest employer after agriculture sector. So that can be second part of introduction. And similarly, we can also include the contribution of MSME in export, that is roughly 45% of our export are from MSME sector. So you can select either one of them and that can be our introduction. So we have covered introduction part. Let me write it down. Introduction part. Now moving on to second component, that is P2. In P2, first we need to discuss that dimension, that what are the alternative finance option for MSME sector. So as we can see in the question, what are the alternative finance options available to MSME? That means what are the financial resources which can be made available to MSME apart from regular ones, So now we are going to cover alternative finance options. Finance for MSME. So the conventional financial sources for MSME sector is banks, like they provide a loan to MSME sector, and based on that MSME sector receive financial resources. So first is conventional source, first is bank. Apart from that there are NBFC, that is non-banking financial companies. Apart from that, various government schemes provide financial resources. Various government schemes provide financial resources. Apart from that, they also provide various incentives to MSME units based on their conditions and circumstances. In addition to that, MSME units can receive financial resources through crowdfunding. That means receiving financial resources from public in large. So from large public, the financial resources are received, that is crowdfunding. Additionally, they can also receive financial resources from peer-to-peer lending. Peer-to-peer lending. It is also known as P2P. Now, what exactly is P2P? Let me simplify it. Suppose there is MSME unit, and there is bank, and there is a person depositor. So this depositor is having some extra financial resources, so that depositor deposited money into bank. MSME require loan, so MSME approached the bank, and bank is going to provide a loan to MSME sector. In order to oversimplify it, let me just say it this way, that whatever money that was deposited by depositor in bank is provided as a loan to MSME. In this case, the bank act as an intermediary. That means the financial resources were of depositor and the loan was received by MSME. Bank only acted as intermediary, that means it connected both, that is MSME and lender or depositor. So in this way, this is the normal cycle. That means MSME will receive loan, and this depositor will deposit money in bank. This is regular lending. In P2P lending, peer-to-peer lending, the bank is bypassed. That means MSME will be able to directly borrow from lender. This is peer-to-peer lending. That means the banks or financial institutions are bypassed and the person is directly, that means the borrower is directly connecting to lender. That is peer-to-peer lending. So crowdfunding is there, peer-to-peer lending is there. Apart from that, there can be angel investor, and venture capitalist. Angel investor in simplest sense means, say someone has set up a good MSME company, the idea is quite good, and they approached, say, Mr. Ratan Tata, and he agreed to finance that initial stage. So that will be angel investment. That means someone came as angel and they invested in your company. That is angel investment. If the same thing is done by any company who regularly invest in other companies, that will be venture capitalist. That means group of investors are coming together and to provide financial resources to some new company. That is venture capitalist. So if this is being done in simplest sense, if this is being done through individual, that is angel investor, and if it is being done through a company, that will be venture capitalist. So these are some of the mechanism through which NBFC can receive financial resources. Apart from that, NBFC can also receive financial resources through FDI, that is foreign direct investment. So these are some of the sources through which MSME sector can receive. Now the second part of the question starts from here only, that what role FDI can play in overall growth of MSME sector. So this was first part of body, that is what are alternative financial resources available to MSME. Second part is going to be role of FDI. Role of FDI in MSME growth. MSME growth. Okay, so FDI and MSME. Now first thing first, FDI stands for foreign direct investment. In simplest sense, it is the money which is invested by foreign investor, the money which is invested by foreign investor into our companies. Okay, now first thing first, FDI will bring foreign investment or foreign capital. Foreign capital, that means it will address the problem of foreign capital. Apart from that, FDI will also bring the management control. That means if someone, say some foreign company is investing into India, so that will also be involved in decision making power. So that is bringing two important things. A, they are bringing management expertise. Apart from that, they will also bring new technology. Because of this new technology, the new product quality will be there. So it will also help MSME in making better products. So better product quality will be there. And similarly, it will help in making the brand value or building brand. It will help in making the brand. For example, why the Apple products are so popular? Because of the brand value Apple has established. So that is why the Apple products are considered as premium products. Similarly, the foreign investment into some Indian company will bring expertise, will bring managerial control, will bring foreign capital, will bring technological expertise. So based on that, based on overall this exposure, the new brand will be developed, and similarly it will also help in market access. Suppose, again, for the sake of understanding, let's say a company from USA has invested in Indian MSME. So that USA company know USA market. So that will help in our Indian company to approach that market in a much better way. So that is how MSME sector can be on a positive side from foreign direct investment. So apart from financial resources, they will help in better management, they will help in advanced technology, better product quality, brand building and market access. So this is how the foreign investment will help MSME sector. So we have covered three parts, that is our introduction is done, our alternative finance aspect is done, role of FDI in MSME growth, that is done. Now coming to conclusion. So as we have already discussed that MSME sector is significant for employment generation, it is significant for our overall economic growth, it is significant for our exports, it is significant for women empowerment, it is significant for our rural development. So MSME sector is very essential. That is why we can write it down. For example, MSME will lead to employment generation, and this employment will lead to utilization of demographic dividend, This will help in achieving the goal of 5 trillion economy. Apart from that, MSME will also help in rural development. Rural development, as we covered this dimension in previous question, that roughly 60% of MSME units are from rural India or from rural areas. It will also lead to women empowerment. Women empowerment. It will also help in the growth or in the target of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat. And this entire thing will lead to inclusive growth. This will lead to inclusive growth. So that is how we can conclude our question. In first part we covered definition, second part we covered what are the alternative financial resources. In third part, that means second question or second component of our body, that is role of FDI in MSME growth. And then in the end we concluded that MSME will provide employment which will help in rural development, women empowerment, and which will boost our economic growth, which will help in achieving the goal of 5 trillion economy. Apart from that, it will also help in realizing the true potential of our demographic dividend. So that was it. Thank you.